Have you ever felt helpless when someone started to cry in front of you at the office? Or have you cried at work and wished you hadn't? Well, over a 34-year career, I've experienced both situations multiple times. And each time, I was just as clueless about how to handle the moment. So I decided to dig a little deeper, and in researching my book, I uncovered some surprising facts about tears. Here's what I found. For starters, I needed a clear definition of an emotion. An emotion is basically a hardwired, biological, regulatory function, like a muscle reflex or breathing. Our emotions evolved to help us survive physical dangers. When we feel threatened, our bodies flood with hormones like adrenaline and cortisol to help us respond, causing emotions. But in the 21st century workplace, instead of physical risks, the challenges are cognitive. But our bodies still produce the same hormones. Which leads me to tears. There are 3 types of tears: basal tears, which continually moisten our eyes; reflex tears that come when you hit your thumb with a hammer or cut onions; and finally, psychic tears caused by emotions like anger, frustration, or joy. Now, psychic tears communicate authentic, unguarded feelings, and they are biochemically different from other kinds with higher concentrations of proteins. Psychic tears help our bodies restore their default psychic chemistries. Crying stimulates the production of dopamine, a neurotransmitter that helps us feel better and that also reduces prolactin production, which eventually helps curb the flow of tears, naturally resetting our emotional equilibrium. In other words, you really do feel better after a good cry. Now, there are big differences between men and women's tears. Women cry almost 4 times as often as men, and not just at work, in part because of physical reasons. Tear glands contain prolactin, and women produce higher levels of prolactin. Women's tear ducts are also anatomically smaller than men's, which means the tears spill out more quickly. So women cry not only more frequently than men, but more visibly, because they are built differently. And yet everyone is still giving women the advice I got when I started working in the 70s. Never let them see you cry. Well, I think it's time to rethink this stigma. Tears at work are a normal human reaction. If you or someone you work with tears up at the office, here are my top 4 suggestions for how to handle it. First, remember that tears are a biological reaction. And don't overstate, but do understand the differences between women and men. Second, acknowledge the tears. Don't ignore them. Use the occasion of crying to analyze and assess, not to judge. Third, if you're facing someone else's tears, offer them a tissue. You'll give the person a chance to gather their thoughts. And there is no better way to communicate that you're paying attention. Finally, recognize that tears are like the check engine light on your car dashboard. Tears communicate there's a problem to be addressed. We're overworked, we're sick, or we're frustrated, but we are not weak or failures. Tears are an opportunity to address the underlying issues and move forward with clarity.